This is Lucas here with English Racing. We're doing another AEM Series 2 Flex Fuel. We do a few of these a month. This is Brian Pepper's 2.3. It's a high RPM 2.3. This is actually a whole AMS build with a 58 turbo. Kind of done a video similar to before. I just wanted to talk about the reasons we do the Flex Fuel right now in Washington State. The Flex Fuel, or the E85 pumps, are disappearing at pretty rapid rate. There's only a few in Portland. The other issue running into up in the east side is the E85 isn't E85 anymore. It's actually like E60, which if you're on an E85 tune, that doesn't work. So with the Series 2, it allows us to have true flex fuel, and they can run any ratio they want. You'll be surprised to find that on smaller turbo combos, you only need E30 or E40 ethanol ratios to actually get a lot of power potential. We're just going to do the run through. What I do is I'll do the gasoline tune first, and then I'll do the ethanol tune. Then I'll throw the laptop away, and then I will run the car all the way backwards from gasoline to ethanol, just changing the ratios 20% of the time, just to make sure the tune does exactly what I want it to do as the different ratios change. So here we go. Flex fuel contents were 20%. I couldn't quite get it all the way back to E10. I probably have to pump it 7 or 8 different times to finally get all the ethanol out. So on E20, at 21 pounds of boost, starting at 506 horse. Right now, the next pull, the torque will be correct. I have to fix that. So but right now, the 506 is the right number. We're at 21 pounds peak. Real nice power band. Ethanol, so we've gone from 506 to 570. That torque number is now correct, and look at the computer here. You can see it's at 43%. Another feature I don't know if I showed in our last video, but this new Series 2 has a bunch of added engine safeties, which is really revolutionary for the AEM computer for us. So one safety is coolant temp. Well, if we're below 140 degrees, so if somebody goes to rip on their car and it's too cold, they're not going to be able to rev over 4,000 RPMs, which is nice, just to make sure the motor's warmed up. If the coolant temp becomes over 219, it's going to knock the rev limit down to 4,000. Then the next one is we have an O2 sensor. This one I've kind of had biting me in the butt just because O2 sensors are known to fail, and so if you're in the middle of a race or something and your sensor goes bad, then it shuts your car down. Currently I have this one set for a 12.8. If it goes past 12.8 for more than a half a second, it's going to shut the car down to a 4,000 RPM rev limit. One of my favorite ones is the oil pressure. I've actually had this save me on the dyno before when we blew out a O-ring on a oil filter. This is set up, basically we lose oil pressure for more than half a second and it's going to bring the car to zero. It's just going to shut it off. So, and you can see I have it set up. I could push this higher, but you know, at 6,000, we're 56 pounds of oil pressure. I mean, these cars do run 80, but if there's something going on, that's plenty high enough to shut her down. The next one, since we have the O2 protection, if you have a problem with the O2 protection, the fuel pressure is also a great backup where you can, you know, if we start dropping fuel pressure, it'll knock the rev limit down also to 4,000 if the fuel. So let's say at 26 pounds, we're supposed to be 81 pounds of fuel pressure or more. If we're below 81 pounds, it's going to activate a rev limit. This is also great because this data logs into the internal data logger, so for off-site diagnosis and stuff, it really lets us know what is going on with this car. This particular car had some fuel pressure problems in the past. I figured let's just get the sensor in there so that way if I start running into problems, I'm not just throwing parts at the car, I actually know what's going on. And also in the Series 2 and the Flex Fuel version, it's really nice. If we go into the setup, we can now, it used to be we can only log up to 16 channels. Now on the new one we can log up to 37 channels, all in the internal data logger on the Series 2. So this is just, you know, it used to be you're kind of throwing things out that maybe did or didn't need the log, so you can get, this lets me log more than enough. So anyway, just more about the Series 2 and what it lets us do. Thank you.